First of all, I love Toluba. I love Toluba. I thought the atmosphere, having the fans closer to the players was really cool. Everybody together. I like the way we had everybody could kind of be interactive all the way around. So that was really good. New thing for this year, which I really liked as well, was just the sweeping bench press. Just the bench press constantly going. Served a couple of purposes. One, I think it gave us a real good feature for Live for Life. Two, a lot of the fundraising was centered around the total number of reps that each individual athlete could get. And three, I'm not going to lie to you, hopefully a lot of these guys will be fortunate enough to be able to perform 225 for the bench sometime at the NFL Combine or Pro Day, and it gives them great practice to do it in front of big crowds. I can't tell you how many guys came up to me and said, I'm kind of nervous right now, you got all these people watching. Well, that's good, because then when that happens, and if they're fortunate enough and blessed enough to get the opportunity, they'll be able to say, oh, I've kind of done this before in front of big crowds. So that might be kind of a weird little reason. I thought that was really good. And then the events were good. The guys were great. It's always kind of hard. We just finished week 9 yesterday. We got one more week. So everybody's kind of running low on Petro right now. And for them to come in and give back this morning, means a lot to our program and to our families. So,
why did you have it inside?
Well, the original we had it because they're redoing the lacrosse field. Lacrosse field's undergoing some major construction, and they actually just started last week. So, is that a necessity? That was the main reason. Logistically, with the equipment, I wasn't concerned. I wanted to do whatever was best for the people that came. So that was a concern, but it worked out great. It really was a nice decision.
So would you rather have it in or out next year?
Well, that's going to be a good decision, because lacrosse field hopefully will be redone next year, and they're going to have some really nice new venue over there, and that might be the place to go back to.
Can you talk about some of the performances that maybe jumped out at you? I mean, Gonzo obviously did really well.
Yeah, Steve's really done a really nice job. He's him and Kyle Costanza, the last pair, have been our two strongest guys in the bench press. And then a guy snuck up on us, and you guys all kind of know, is Saquon. Really throwing around some great weight in the bench press as well as other lifts. So he kind of came out and was able to kind of get in that penultimate set as well. But we're really pleased with where our bench press is going right now, where we're trying to make sure we still focus on maximal strength and force application for football, but that muscular endurance aspect you get from 225 is also a key ingredient as well. So we think that the endurance situation really complements our pure strength initiative with the bench.
How hard is it to sort of keep him in line? Because I'm sure he wants to do more, and you guys don't want him to hurt himself, and B, don't want him to go too far. That's Saquon.
I'm not one of those guys that says that's a great question. That's a great question. It's been a logistical deal. We're sitting there, we're trying to do everything possible to make sure that Saquon is prepared. We've done things during spring ball to make sure that we don't put him at undue risk. I think we're really smart on our coaches' part. But the thing is, I got to do my part too. If the coaches are making this commitment to really make sure that Saquon's going to be in great shape, like we're with all of our athletes, then I have to do the same thing. Well, guess what? Saquon's not very cooperative with that. Saquon's extremely competitive. He doesn't wear it on his sleeve. And we tell you, he never talks about it. You just see it in his actions. So it's been a really big-time struggle to get him to really make sure that I do my part in making sure him and all his teammates are prepared and healthy for camp. So it's been tough. It's been tough, and we've had to really stay all over him and keep a real close eye on him. He's been good, and I think that we've actually reined him in. We've actually reined him in a little bit with some of the things that he wanted to do. He still has some unbelievable superlatives, but in the long run, I think we're able to put him in a situation where he could perform at a high level, but not cross that ledge into increasing his risk of injury.
Dwight, what does it mean, first of all? Can you gauge what it means for a running back to bench 30? Second, what gains has he made despite those reins?
A running back, to bench 30 is, that's national elite. That's just not going to happen. I'm not going to say that because certainly it has. But the thing that makes Saquon unique is he does 30 and then he runs a 4.3. That's, it's hard. Usually it's one or the other, right? It's pretty hard to get a guy that's going to have the leverages and the mass to push that kind of weight around, but also propel his body horizontally like that. That's tough. does it both. That's what makes him special. His agility obviously is legendary as well, so that's what really makes him special. What was the second part of your question?
What gains has he made, despite you said reigns?
He's done really well. He's improved in every area. You know, I really don't want to talk about specific numbers today, but it was very important to him that as high as he set that mark and got all those records last year, he wanted to improve in every area. He improved in every area but vertical jump, and that might have been my fault because they were all pretty tired when I tested vertical jump. I mean, it was at the week 6, and we just had a huge week, and it was a tough environment for them to really, you know, do a little bit better there.
He talked about the drive to get to the top of that board that you guys have in there. How long have you been doing that? Fitz had one here as well.
Right.
It was never here before. How long have you been doing that, and what is kind of the idea behind having all those numbers up for everybody to see?
I started that in 1992, aging myself, and did it to
some of us here.
Yeah, really.
Gordy.
I did it, to be honest, I did it as, back then, that was 25 years, I did it as a motivational factor. A lot of guys didn't like to lift weights. You know, your big guys did, a lot of your skill guys didn't want to do it. And I'm like, well, I want to try to build interest and build an importance in the lifting. So I did the record board and did the top 3. And it was slow going, 3, 4, 5 years. And then eventually everybody got to get into it. And it got to the point, some previous places, you have those magnets up there, and a guy would break it, they get a jump up on the rack and tear the old guy's name down. I mean, it was a very, very symbolic deal. And it's just grown from there. But being on the board, especially a place like Penn State, where all of our old players that have played here and worked so hard to come back and see their name, that's a real big thing for our guys. So that board they know who's on there, they know who's ahead of them, they know what they got to do to get on there. They don't talk about it a whole lot, but you always see them on test day looking up there, okay, I want that. And it's a pretty neat challenge. It's still very motivational, but it makes it fun.
Seems like the guys are even more competitive in the tug of war than maybe some of the other events. Are you looking for something technical during that event, or is there something that's...
Nah, not really. The tug of war is kind of the final deal, whatever the adjective would be. It's a fun thing. We do a lot of tug of war for competitiveness, for toughness, where there's no smile and it's no deal like that. But a Live for Life tug of war is pretty much for the fans and the kids. And the first couple years I did it, you know, those other guys would jump on, I'd get really mad and keep it fair, keep it straight, and then I kind of realized that's kind of what makes it fun and what makes it entertaining. So we try to limit it to the last rep when the freshmen get on there, but that's certainly been a tradition. I would not read into who won, saying the defense is a lot stronger than the offense. This is not really set up for that.
Last time we checked in with you, you got to talk about Lamont's big strides that he made enrolling early in spring. Any true freshmen since they've arrived here in summer that have made, you know, perhaps not identical but similar strides?
I think all 4 have done great. You know, Lamont still continues to progress. Speed's going down, strength's going up. He's maturing. He's doing much better in school. I mean, I can't speak highly about Lamont. A guy that has snuck up out of that class is Mike Miranda. You know, Mike Miranda out of Ohio. He's a mid-year guy. Has really thrown around some great numbers. He's serious, he's mature, he's responsible, he's very hardworking, he's picking the system up. So he's a guy that you don't really want to play a true freshman, you don't have to. Connor McGovern saved us last year a little bit with his, you know, quick preparedness. But Mike's a guy that definitely has worked his way into the mix a little bit.
How about some of the guys who arrived more recently, the summer enrollees?
We just finished week 3 with the incoming class, and I love them. Love these guys. They're obviously very talented. We had some really good initial test results, but I love their attitude. You know, when you come in, you know, if you're smart, you don't want to say anything. Come in, you earn respect, you work hard. You know, all the old guys are here. They're all 3, 4, 5 years older, and you kind of got to earn the right to talk. Does that make sense? And every now and then you get a couple guys that are freshmen that are kind of confident and get in there and start spouting around. The upperclassmen go there and they kind of gang up on them, make them shut up and stuff. But these guys are great. They know their place. They're appreciative to be here. They work their butt off. I threw them right in with the old guys right away. The old guys love the way they worked, the way they carried themselves with respect of the tradition of Penn State, and they've really embraced them. And it's been a really good situation. This class is going to be very talented, very hardworking. So it's going to be a really good situation for us.
Time for 2 more.
Overall, how would you gauge the testing numbers this summer in relation to like past years?
Every year, and I don't know if it's because of the program. I mean, we still do a lot of different things every year, and we're still trying to think outside the box. I think that's been really good. But what's happening is, and you guys kind of follow our recruiting really well, and every year we're just recruiting at a certain level. Well, these guys that came in 2-3 years ago are really starting to get strong now. And the guys that came in, 2 years ago are strong. And guys come with these guys are more talented than some of the guys here previously. So our numbers are just systematically going up because of the talent in the program. And it's pretty impressive. So we're not even the same team as we were 4 years ago. And it's a lot more because of just the talent that I had to prepare and how their bodies are adjusting to the training than the fact that we've really done anything different. Even though I like to think we are doing some pretty cool stuff, So it's been really good. The one thing I like, you look at the freshmen and you're like, is he going to play? Is he going to play? Who's going to play? And the coach is always looking, could he play? And I'm like, there's a lot of guys who could probably play, but guess what? We got a lot of really good older players who they got to get through first. It's not like a few years ago where the depth just wasn't there and the opportunity was there. These guys come, they're going to play now. They're going to have to beat out some pretty darn good players to get on the field right now. So hope it happens, because that's how good they are.
How much does the staff lean on you at this time of year when they can't have as much contact?
They've been on vacation a lot. I still keep in touch with them, but quite a bit. We're kind of driving the culture. We drive the culture and the chemistry of the program right now. So I think they do it a lot. They're going to be back here in another week or so, and then we kind of hopefully can deliver them a product that we think will really be able to do great things on the field. So they've been great. They've been so supportive of what we're doing. Coach Franklin especially has been great.